to hold it, and they are still telling them to tighten their belt. Bet, Bawa, be tightening your rope. More or less like it. Right? And they are facing the same people telling them that things are getting better. Things are fine. If you can't feel it, then that's your problem. That you probably just chose not to. Kind of that delusion. And it's a little bit narcissistic as well. You get? It's like when the camera is off, they just laugh at all of you. They just laugh and laugh. I mean, man. These people are like, they're too much. I think so. Because I don't think they actually believed everything they said to you. When they come out to tell you that you are the one who is not seeing it. Everything is getting better. Yesterday, I saw this Ronukus. It was like they just finished their WhatsApp meeting and they hit the social media right away. And I started seeing messages like rice is now 60,000 or rice is now 64,000 or now you can use your minimum wage to buy rice. So, and then I was like, nah. Once you see them push that one after the other like that, right? They are up to something. Then I checked and they said, well, your rice is practically over 80,000, 84,000, 90,000 in some places. But Ronukus are pushing a different narratives because they believe that maybe it's going to stick. But people are going through hell. Even you, the Ronuku, you as a Ronuku that is watching me, you can live in denial. But there are others that can just continue to lie to themselves. Yeah, there are so many that won't keep lying to themselves. Somebody like this guy, I kind of like him. But I don't like him at some point, but watch.
Well, I will talk in my own capacity as a Nigerian. And I was not in politics yesterday. I'm not in politics today. And I have no plans to be in politics tomorrow. As far as I'm concerned, the economy is hurting. Nigerians are groaning in pains. The variables are down. There is serious poverty inertia. And the facts are clear. All I will say is this. Right from the time we went into democracy to now, I have noticed that political dispensation after political dispensation, unfortunately, Nigerian leaders have been caged. Nigerian leaders have been imprisoned by propaganda merchants. And as far as those propaganda merchants are not getting rid of, honestly, Nigeria's economy will finally grind into the valley. Anybody who tells you that the economy is looking good, that person is not honest to you. Any person who tells you that the economy is not experiencing serious stunted growth, that person is not honest to you. You know it and I know. All the economic variables are down. You know it. Some people say we, the citizens, are after entitlement. Is not correct. Are we enjoying any entitlement in energy today? No, as far as I'm concerned, there is no entitlement in electricity. We are not enjoying any entitlement in education. We are not enjoying any entitlement in health. We are not enjoying any entitlement in agriculture. We are not enjoying any entitlement in security. The only thing that we are enjoying today that I strongly believe some of those economic vampires have no control over is oxygen. Something tells me that if they have a way, they will cage and lock the oxygen. Our leaders from knowing the truth. There is a need to get rid of these propaganda merchants because the economy of Nigeria is in red. It is not me talking in Nigeria. People know it across the globe. We are not doing well. Yes, we have the population, but what is the quality of our population today? Before, we used to brag about our population. You cannot brag about our healthcare system today. You cannot brag about our Nigerian security. You cannot brag about our agricultural products. You cannot brag about our education. The only thing we can brag about today is oxygen. And oxygen is the free gift of God Almighty that nobody has control over, especially this propaganda make. Well,
okay, I like him now. At least he spoke his mind truthfully, honestly, and unambiguously. You know, this big Oyibo self. You get anyone who is sugarcoating it, gaslighting you, making some foolish comparisons. Baba, àwọn enemy tó fojú wọn tó fura ni o. In Yoruba, these are the open adversaries or enemies that you probably not paying attention to. And they are everywhere. They are everywhere to put doubt in your head, to make you doubt what you can see, what you feel, and say, no, it's not. Confused, then abused after being gaslighted. What is wrong with you? Why can't you just appreciate something? Is this one not enough? Can't you just, those guys, those ones that wanted to be grateful for breathing, that's for having an oxygen. They'll tax it, and he's right. He took your fuel subsidy, took your electricity subsidy, took your education subsidy, and he said he's giving you student loan. Student subsidy. They are now like, after destroying the entire country, right? In that sense, the economy especially, now they have created a basket of more poor people, more. And that is where their power lies, right? The poorer the people are, the longer they can, hold on to the levels of power. Sort of. It's always been working. It's like a magic. It works for them. And no wonder that Ken Okonkwo, he was on this breakfast show this morning on China's television. And they were talking about the coalition and their 2027. Kenneth, that ascribed so much importance to himself and value, political whatever, to himself, was there as a political analyst that comes with a finality, like as usual, Shige. So in his words, there is no other opposition party in Nigeria except the ADC, the coalition. PDP is dead. APC is dead. I'm sorry, Labour Party is dead. And the fact that PDP zoned their presidential ticket to the south in 2027 is an indirect way of saying they have zoned their 2027 ticket to Tinubu. That's what Ken said. And then he threw in this joker, and he said it was his idea that Peter Obi should be talking about spending 4 years, one term. It's a strategy to attract the vote from northern Nigeria. In a nutshell, you can now, if as an obedient, you can now agree that Ken Okonkwo is completely not for Peter Obi, just so you know. So he decided to raise that and say, well, it's a strategy. And it was his own idea. It was the one who, I didn't even, how could it be your idea? Just about 2 weeks ago, you were telling everybody that the only person that can defeat Tinubu is a northerner. And that northerner must be somebody who has contested, who have experience in the presidency. You were talking about Atiku, mate. So where did you now bring the idea of one single term, that it was your own idea, a strategy, so that you can easily just remind them enough that don't trust Obi, he won't spend 4 years, so it is just a strategy. Why would you put yourself in there? Like, then I'm like, well, everybody needs to market himself right now. Your 2027 charade has already begun. A lot of them are positioning themselves whatever it is, they can't get out of it. From the contestants, from the party, and from the one that is the ruling party. So Ken, this morning.
In 2023, he will pretend and purport that he had a reason. In 2027, what's the reason? And he has made it open. So there's no party like PDP. So PDP, by Wike, who is their leader, has already chosen their presidential candidate. Okay. And they have zoned the presidential ticket to him. And that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I think that the PDP can defend themselves on this. But let's take
no, I wish them well.
Let's take on the Labour
Recall that some members of PDP have said that if you are in PDP and you're supporting APC, they also have the right to be in PDP and support another political party. They said it. That's why I say there is no party like PDP. And I mean it. And I reserve the right to maintain that stand. Because if PDP officially is sanctioning the people that have taken that stand and said they are not going to discipline them, that means they condone them. And condonation means you are an accomplice to it. So PDP as a political party has decided through condonation and being an accomplice to zone their tickets to President Ahmed Tinubu. I wish them well. So the only political party now.
That's the implication you read to that particular zone.
Absolutely, and I'm giving you empirical facts.
As I said, the PDP has a right to defend themselves.
I agree with you.
We'll wait to see that. So let us take a
look. So APC is the only political party that is the opposition party.
No. You just dismissed the Labour Party.
As far as you're concerned, the Labour Party does not exist. So that raises the question. Okay.
They don't have any structure at all.
That's the basis of the question. Yeah, that's the basis of the question, Mr. Okoko. Do you think, I mean, given that he performed very, very well on the platform of that party without those structures, and I think Marco was trying to reference that, without those structures, he did very, very well in the last elections. So that's why I'm asking whether or not you think he should consolidate on the success he had in the last election with that particular Labour Party, or you think there is a chance that maybe he could jump ship?
Well, like I say, first and foremost, in 2023, we had our structure in Labour Party. We had the national executive, we have the state executives, we have the ward executives. Such structures do not exist anymore. And as you can know, as I'm talking to you today, even the national leadership of Labour Party is an issue. The INEC cannot even categorically tell you who they are, neither can anybody. So that's what I'm saying, that for now, they don't have any structures at all. And then you're asking me, do I think? And your question is hypothetical. So I'm not a prophet like I told you. You said, do I think that Peter Obi will run under Labour Party or not? And he has told you he supports ADC. And he has not told you any party you would want to run on. So I wouldn't know the answer to that question.
That's interesting.
Until he makes his decision and makes it clearer. If you recall, one reason I say I wouldn't speak for him is that I said I will not speak for a person that I do not understand his stand on important national issues. Now, I do not understand his stand on anything about 2027. So it's still a mystery that he would have to break. And
interesting that you are a member of the ADC and you know.
In 2023,
so he's a member of ADC, he's for Atiku, and he's made it very clear that if if the opposition are not really ready to go bar for bar, I've been a band for band, with APC, Egbekegbe, that includes where they display violence, you use violence to cancel violence, not run away from them and all that. Where they are going to falsify figure, you stand your ground and ensure that never happens. So band for band. And the only person who can do that, according to Ken, is no other person than Atiku. For time is always very much there to review what is obvious eventually. Yeah. Tambua too was also in the studio, but that one was this evening, just a moment ago. He was with Eshew, And we're also talking about this, their coalition and their 2027. Part of what he first said is this. The next one is that they are working to ensure that whatever it's going to take, their coalition in ADC is going to get rid of Tinubu. But listen to this part.
I think the government of the day has been fair to opposition forces.
Well, you see, Shaun, we live in this country. We're all sensible. When you look at what's happening in various political parties in Nigeria today, you don't need to be told, no matter the amount of denial by whoever, including President Bola Tinubu, that they are not involved in destabilization efforts of opposition parties. It's not correct.
So you're accusing them directly that they are
I am
APC.
not accusing them. I am saying that they are involved
in destabilizing,
in efforts aimed at destabilizing.
So the problem of the PDP, you blame it on Bola Tinubu and APC.
I am not
the
saying
problem of Labour Party
is I am saying that they are involved in destabilization efforts.
But you don't have facts to prove that, do you?
How do you mean by that?
I mean, do you really see them, or you just suspect? Or do you have had
You
evidence?
have heard me loud and clear, Sheikh. I said I am saying. I'm not suspecting.
That means
that
you have evidence that
they are involved in all of this.
To what end? Do you think President Bola Tinubu will be willing to collapse Nigeria's democracy, have a one-party state, and have Atiku Abubakar said is that we are driving and drifting towards an authoritarian society?
Yeah, the signs are very clear, and they are very obvious. The signs are very clear that the people in charge of our government today in Nigeria are interested in one-party state.
How would that work?
Well, it may not work. It's not in the interest of democracy. It's not in the interest of Nigeria. But that is the path they are pursuing.
Is that the Bola Tinubu that you know?
Well, from my knowledge of him, when we collaborated and worked together for democracy, he was a different person.
So there's a different Bola Tinubu now that you see in operation?
Shaun, if I must say it the way I see it, I am shocked that under Bola Tinubu's watch, Nigeria is...
Can you imagine? That's why I don't like politicians. Tinubu's style of politics is well documented in Lagos. But the reason why majority of them associated with him was because they could gain something from his notoriety and, of course, from his ill-gotten wealth. And that's how they all got connected to him, pretending that they were fighting for democracy. Good people who fought for democracy rule a country now the way they are running the country. They never fought for any democracy. They had their chance and they took it. You and me, we are their commodity they are trading in. We are. And if you don't understand, maybe I should explain it to you. What these criminals are trading in Nigeria is not ideas. It's not ideology. Nothing. It is just privileges. That's what they are trading. And how do they get their privileges? By exchanging their toxicity in the area of tribalism, ethnicism, and religious supremacy that they have pushed severally. That if you are reading their laws, if you are reading all of their law, everything, you will see them laced along this path. And that's what they're trading, because you and I, we are tribe men, we are ethnic people, and we are religious people. So those of you who are religious too. So there's no way that their stock in trade is never going to drag you in, consciously or unconsciously, doesn't matter. You get? That's what they're trading. For somebody that witnessed Tinubu and his gang and what they did with Lagos, and it is only when they are in the opposition to him that they now admit to all of these characters. Only for you to have that similar person to become your president today, and you are saying you are surprised. How? As how now? If all of these stuff are not so fresh in your mind, like what about the time that they stood their ground and removed the Ambode simply because he won't share the money the way it was planned to be shared, remember? Even though today the Ambode himself has offered to lead the Tinubu's the election campaign in the entire Southwest. Really. You know? So politicians are very good doing this. They will repeat a lie and repeat it and repeat it, right? Until they start believing it themselves. People don't change. Do you understand? People don't change. They are just good in hiding their characters. People don't change. That's why they say that sometimes you say, show me your friend. And of course, I can tell who you are. People can pretend. If you want to know the real character of a man, please give him money and power. Then you'll get to see his character. If he's a good person, he will remain good. If he's a pretentious, horrible person, oh dear, it will unravel totally. Similar thing is applicable to those who are aspiring to lead you and the rest. Don't pretend that they are not what you think they are. Rather than make up stuffs for them, hoping that they will fit into that character, into that frame, and then start complaining when they don't. Start wondering why they didn't. How? People don't change. Just change. No, they're just good at hiding their true characters. And there are things that can actually really push their real characters out. Me, I'm temperamental. I always tell myself that I'm somebody who doesn't take shit, right? And at the same time, I consider myself as somebody who is very patient. Now, when you meet people that I have had a relationship with or I have had contact with, they will tell you different things about me, of course. Right? But the only thing I've not gotten is money and power. So if I have money and power, I'm still pretty much going to be that, that strict person that takes no shit. Then people will begin to read meaning into it. Why would they do that? You are too big. You are bigger than that. I say, no, I'm not bigger. I'm a tall girl. Don't let all this look deceive you. I know too well. So that's the kind of character me I won't get. Not the one that you would have to make up for me. Oh, he's such a very lovely. If you see my egos, no. I get thug gene. Now you be say when you touch that particular nerve that is maintaining my thuggery inside, we say that way we dey try keep inside. When you touch the nerve, you may probably see a different person. I'm not a thief, which is good. So there's nothing you want to make up for the likes of a Tinubu that is ever going to change the real who they are, because it's not what you say to us that tells their story. It is actually what they do and what they choose not to do. Tambuwa said he's confident that by 2027 they will send him back to Lagos. Asao, tell us, Tambuwa.
Do you think the government of the day has been fair to opposition forces?
Well, you see, Shaun, we live in this country. We're all sensible. When you look at what's happening,
borders, I know they are large. There are those who say it should be one of the measures.
Even President Trump, who said he was going to build walls, has he really been able to build those walls?
So I think you don't buy that idea of
it's more of really not just walls. Getting to the root of this problem. Issue of poverty, lack of education, and so many other issues that are at the roots and cause of this problem.
Let me quickly take you up on a few other issues. There are those who think that you were careless. How would you withdraw that kind of amount of money in cash? The reason why EFCC invited you.
Well, Shaun, One, that's not correct. 189 billion in 7 years would have meant our government withdrawing 2,250 million every month cash in Sokoto. Where are the